Okay, my friends, today we have a short video on the difference between a line tap valve and a process port. And both of these are used in refrigeration systems for checking pressure and tapping into the sealed system. So first we're going to talk about this. This is a Supco BP31, I think it's called. It's a 3-in-1. It's got three different sizes. You have 1/4 inch, you have 5/16, and you have 3/8, which is without any of the spacers in there, which I will show you. This one here in front of us, that's a 5/16. It says it right inside the. It says 5/16 in there. Yeah, it does. So you would put that on, of course, on 5/16 tubing. This particular line tap valve I had used before, and it's got a spacer in there for 1/4 inch. So put that on the 1/4 inch line. A lot of refrigerators today are using metric size lines, and so the industry is probably going to change at some point. The 1/4 inch was always one of the most common sizes for process ports. Alright, so here's this. You would use this like this. That's a 3/8. If you wanted to put it on 5/16 tubing, you would put this one in here like that, and then you would put that on and you'd have 5/16. And conversely here, not conversely, but also 1/4 inch. Now you have a 1/4 inch line. So what you would do is you would screw these screws down, and also you want to clean the tubing with a piece of Scotchgard or something, so that there's no debris or anything on the line that would interfere with the piercing or the tightening of this unit down to the copper tubing. So right now in the center here we have another bolt, if you want to call it that. It's a pin actually. It's got a needle at the end of it which pierces the line. This is also called a piercing valve. I call them line tap valves, but it's a piercing valve. And we can take this apart and you'll see a little needle comes up in there and it pierces the line, and then you would attach your refrigeration hose on a compound, usually on the compound side, low side, and take a reading of the pressure, and that would tell you a lot. Taking the pressure of a sealed system is like checking blood pressure. In a human body, it tells you a lot what's going on inside. It tells you if you're too much freon, not enough freon, if you're burned out, so on and so forth. So here is the pierce. It's really small, sticking up out right there. You can go down even more. That's about it. Doesn't seem to want to go much more. Alright, so that's a piercing valve, a line tap valve. You'll see a lot of valves similar to this for water lines. They tap into a main line in the house to run water to an ice maker. Anyway, that's a line tap valve, piercing valve. These are what we call process ports. Now this process port is 1/4 pipe by 1/4 inch flare, and inside there you have a pin. It's called a Schrader valve, and there's a little tool at the end of this cap that allows you to go in there. It locks in, and then you'll rotate it counterclockwise to get it out. It's got to come out a little bit more. There, and that's what that is. That is a Schrader valve. It's got a little nylon seal on there, so when you solder these things in, you have to make sure you take this valve out, otherwise you'll melt the seal and you'll have a leak. So that being said, this is a process port also, but it's got a different size body. You see, this has screws, so this is a 1/4 inch pipe. This is a 1/4 inch pipe soldered onto a piece of tubing. I'll show you what it looks like. And this is a process port that I actually bought these in bulk. They're already soldered, but you notice there's no threads on here. This is a solder on, or a sweat on. You can also get these in 1/8 pipe to 1/4 inch flare. And the reason why I use these is because at one time, I think it was during the pandemic, I ordered 1,000 of these things, and I still have them left over, and I'm still using them. And the next time I put an order in, I'll get 1/8 pipe by 1/4 inch, and they all have 1/4 inch sweat fitting on them, so you can solder that on, which is what this one is. But you don't need 1/4 inch pipe. 1/8 pipe would be just as good, and you would use less torch power heating up that piece of brass. Alright, so those are process ports, and that's all we have to say about them. This one also has a Schrader valve in it, so that goes like that. And this Schrader valve was in here, and you just put that in like that, put it back. I take these out whenever I sweat them on, because this thing will glow red from the heat from the torch, and it will surely, most assuredly, melt that nylon seal. Alright, that's it on tap valves, piercing valves, and process ports. See you on the next one.